Hi everyone. So this video is going to be about Five Nights at Freddy's again. I have not made a video about Five Nights at Freddy's in a long time. Okay. So I watched Impulse Evans' newest videos, and I'm just like, um, okay, good, good, good. Um, I'm just gonna say this loud and clear. I do not think that the Fnaf main books, Fazbear Frights and Tales from the Pizzaplex, are canon to the games. Like, not literally in the game's canon. They are canon material made by Scott Coffin. But are they canon in the game's universe? No. They are in their own separate continuity. They are canon material by Scott Coffin, but are they canon to the game's timeline? No. They're in their own separate continuity, similar to the movie. And if they were canon in the game's timeline, they would be I don't know, fictional stories in the game. That would most likely make sense. I mean, for coming home, Susie's appearance is completely different from her actual game and fourth closet description counterpart. And her parents are actually named. She has a sister, and she doesn't have a dog, and she lives in a farmhouse for whatever reason. Not only that, but the time period is almost different because one of the things in the story involves Susie's sister Samantha having a computer where she can watch videos on there. And I'm just like, what? That those types of computers did not even exist in the mid 1980s, did they? No, they didn't. So it completely doesn't make any sense for some stories to be canon or not canon, or they're just not canon in all in the game's timeline for whatever reason. I don't know. Fnaf is weird. It's an absolute mess, and sure, it's weird for being weird in general. The entire franchise series is weird, but at the same time, the books are even weirder because they involve things that aren't in the games and are completely unnecessary in my opinion, like the sea bonnies turning into candy, um, having AI anime girls in apartments. I have I have no idea how FNAF even functions at this point as a franchise. Like, there's a movie, many books, and I don't know, 10 to 11 games. 10 to 11-ish games. Mostly mainline, of course. And I'm just gonna say, Into the Pit, I consider the game version of Into the Pit non-canon to the actual main line story of FNAF. Into the Pit was basically a spin-off, probably the only game that probably the only game that was the story from the books. And it wasn't even created by Scott Coffin or Steelwool. It was created by someone else. So it's completely separate. It's completely separate. Like, Steelwool is still making The Secret of the Mimic. Steelwool. And like I just said, Into the Pit was made by someone else entirely. It was not made by Scott Coffin. Sure, Scott Coffin owns Fnaf, and it was not made by Stu Wool either. It was made by someone else completely new, completely different, and I do not consider it canon. No way in hell. The only reason why it's so mixed on being canon or non-canon is because of the timeline, story in general, or even the multiple Easter eggs in the game. I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. Like, seriously? How? How are people supposed to take those Easter eggs in that game seriously? How? How? Like, at one moment, there's Garrett's plane from the movie in that game. There's Garrett's plane, the orange plane that was seen in the movie, in that game. Is it canon? Nope. Nope. It is just an Easter egg. Just an Easter egg. I swear to God. I swear to God. And Into the Pit is completely different from the actual canon locations in the game, because the safe room is not mentioned. The place where the missing children were murdered is just a typical party room or storage room, not the safe room. So I don't know if people's minds are being tricked, but there is certainly a problem. So, sure, if Into the Pit was canon to the game, I don't know what to even call it, the Fnaf series at this point. Basically, the Into the Pit location of Five Nights at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is just different. And from the ball pit, it's just memories altered a bit to fit what's going on. I don't know how to say that, but yeah. And especially since... Okay, so the difference between Into the Pit, Fazbear Frights, and the Silver Eyes is that they're completely different stories. Cassidy, the fifth child, who possesses Golden Freddy. I'm not kidding. She is described in the fourth closet to have long black hair. Long, straight black hair. However, in the graphic novel version of the fourth closet, she has brown hair and a ponytail and wearing blue. Okay. And in the Return to the Pit, there's a picture of a little girl with two boys between her. She's in the middle, and she has pigtails. Now, it is not Susie. Susie has curly hair. And Cassidy does not have curly hair. She has pigtails. Susie does not have pigtails. I mean, Impulse Evan already explained that in the lore theories analysis video about the book. And yeah, Cassidy is confirmed to either have long black hair or pigtails, mostly due to fan interpretations of the character. Which I don't mind. I really don't mind. But she would primarily wear blue when she was murdered by William, but yellow because, obviously, to resemble Golden Freddy. And that makes sense. But I was kind of getting tired of the most common fan interpretation of Cassidy wearing a yellow turtleneck and black pinafore, and considering that her hair's in pigtails, She obviously reminds me of Mary Schmidt from Five Nights at Candy's. Similar to Charlotte, Emily's kid design in the Twisted Ones during one of her flashbacks, where it involves her in pigtails, wearing a green turtleneck sweater or undershirt, wearing a black pinafore, like overall dress. Like seriously, they both remind me of Mary. I am not kidding. Why go with that design? Sorry, just had to say it. But I mean, you know what? The books are not canon. The books are not canon. The interactive novels, are they canon? Maybe. I would say yes. They would be canon. But the rest of the books? Hell no. In their own continuity. Are they canon material by Scott Coffin? Yes. Are they canon to the actual game's timeline? No. Are they in their own continuity? Yes. Yes! For God's sakes, yes! Please! I have already heard so much theories surrounding, of course, Cassidy, Golden Freddy, Andrew, blah blah blah. Cassidy is Golden Freddy. Cassidy is not the Vengeful Spirit. Cassidy is not Shadow Freddy, for God's sake. Is the Crown Child Golden Freddy? Kinda? Is Andrew Golden Freddy? Maybe. I mean, would he be the Vengeful Spirit? Probably. Maybe. But would the Vengeful Spirit just be a random kid who's just named Cassidy just because? I mean, maybe. The Vengeful Spirit is most likely a boy, and it's vaguely described to have like blonde hair and blue eyes, and Cassidy in the movie is a boy with blonde hair and blue eyes, so maybe. We don't know who the Vengeful Spirit is. If it might have been Cassidy, the Cassidy who's a girl with long black hair, it would have been fine, but no. Cassidy, or the Vengeful Spirit in question, is a boy, not a girl. So, yes. I don't know what to think of the Fnaf timeline series anymore. When The Secret of the Mimic comes out, the hype is probably just gonna die down, and sure, multiple theories is gonna be covered surrounding the game, and I get it, but I would probably not be a fan of the upcoming game, in my opinion. It's too separate of a storyline at this point about the Mimic, because, why? Why do people like the Mimic so much? Why? I don't know. It is driving me crazy. And I'm just more focused about my own characters, and obviously the Schmidt family, Mike, Mary, Marilyn, and Quinzel at this point. And also Cassidy and Henry Emily. I love them. I love those two. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this weird video. If you didn't, then that's totally fine. Don't forget to stay safe, stay at home, stay away from protests, segregated areas, and don't forget to smile. Okay, that's all. See you in the next video. Bye.